The idea is quite simple. I've made a quick canvas in Obsidian to show you how it's actually going to work. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is install Tor and proxy chains in our Linux environment. I am doing all this in my Kali Linux running in my VirtualBox, but it's not necessary. You can do the same thing on any Linux distro by following the steps. Now, because I am in Kali Linux, I can install Tor and proxy chains by running sudo apt install Tor proxy chains. If you don't know about Tor, you can make a quick Google search because it'll make the video super long if I explain each and everything. Installation of these two is compulsory, and you can install them with the package manager of your corresponding distro. You may know better about it. In my case, it was Kali Linux, so I used apt. Anyways, once you're done installing these two tools, next we're going to start the Tor service. It's important because how would we be able to use Tor if it's not running? In Kali Linux, we can start the Tor service by systemctl by running the following command. It will start our Tor service. Another thing you can do is enable the Tor service so it'll run every time we restart our Kali Linux by running the following command. This command will enable the Tor service to start every time we reboot our Linux. Now, we're almost done with our first step. We've successfully installed Tor and proxy chains. Now, it's time to configure proxy chains. Proxy chains is a Linux tool that forces any program to route its network traffic through a series of proxy servers. It starts with a configuration file by default. We can make changes into that configuration file to make it work according to our expectations. In Kali Linux, the configuration file is stored in the etc. directory, but if you're using any other Linux distro, it can be different in your case. The name of the proxy chains configuration file is proxychains4.conf. Now we've to edit it and make a few changes to it so it works according to our expectations without messing up things. First things first, open up the configuration file with your favorite text editor. In my case, it's Nano. Typing the following command will open up the configuration file with the Nano text editor. You'll see that there are already a lot of default configurations in the file, but we need to change a few things. If you scroll a bit, you'll see different types of chains. Now, what you're going to do is remove the hash symbol from dynamic chain and put it before strict chain. This hash symbol is used for commenting. Now, because we've removed the symbol from dynamic chain and put it before strict chain, we've told proxy chains that we want to use dynamic chain instead of strict chain. Why did we do this? You can clearly read. Basically, Tor uses proxies for providing anonymity, and sometimes proxies don't work well and are called dead proxies. If you read the third line under the strict chains, it says that all proxies must be online. Otherwise, it won't work. But in dynamic chain, dead proxies are skipped. So dynamic chain is much better for us than strict chains. Though we've got two more chains, those aren't quite useful for us now, but can be very useful in different scenarios. After this, scroll all the way to the bottom of the configuration file. We've to do a couple of changes there, and we're done with our second step. At the bottom of the file, you've to add this line. This line tells proxychains to route all the traffic from Tor running on our own local host proxy at port 9050. Another cool thing I wanted to tell you is that you can add more proxies here to get another layer of anonymity. Proxies are just random nodes all over the internet. You can buy proxy servers, and also, you can find some for free. But for now, only Tor is enough. Once you're done writing that SOX 5 line, you can close your configuration file, and we're almost done. Before we actually edit our desktop icon so it starts with proxy chains every time we start a new session, let's test if it's actually working or not. For that, open up your browser and type proxychains, and after that, Firefox. This will open up a new Firefox window. You can head over to websites like What's My IP Address, and you'll see a different IP address from your original one. What you can do instead is visit this site without the proxy chains first, so you'll get to know your IP address, and then visit it with proxy chains, and you'll see the difference. I can't show up my IP address, but I can tell you that this one is completely different from my real one. This means that it's working, and now we can move forward. Okay, so now what we're going to do is edit the Firefox icon so that it runs automatically with proxy chains without us opening it manually from the terminal. For that, there can be multiple ways. It totally depends upon your Linux distro and the type of desktop environment you're using. In my case, I am using Kali Linux with XFCE, and I've tried two ways of doing that. In the first method, what we can do is right-click the Firefox icon in the toolbar and click on Properties. Once there, double-click the Firefox icon, and now you can customize it. Here in the third box, you can see Command. Now we can edit this by adding something like this and save it. After saving, you can close it, and you're good to go. Now if you click the Firefox icon, Firefox will start with proxy chains, changing our IP address and providing us with anonymity. If you're not using XFCE, what you can do is edit the firefox.desktop file located in the given location. It should look something like what you can see on your screen. I am not sure if it'll work or not, but the first method was working for me. Also, a few more things I want to mention. You can't be completely anonymous just by hiding your IP address. Hiding your IP address is just one step toward being anonymous online. And if we talk a bit about proxy chains, Firefox isn't the only thing you can use it with. You can use proxy chains with almost everything that connects you to the internet. For example, if you're scanning a network online using Nmap, you can add proxy chains before your actual command to forward all of your scans through the Tor network, hiding your own IP address and keeping you safe behind the wall. But as I've mentioned before, hiding your IP doesn't make you completely anonymous. There are a lot of other things that add to it. So, this was a very simple, yet very helpful and informative small project.